My name is Chris, and I'm with...
Manu Intiraymi.
Now, Manu, I have to say, you're an actor, right? How long have you been acting for?
I've been acting for professionally. Well, I've been acting since I was a kid, but professionally since I was 17 years old. I moved out to Hollywood after I graduated high school.
Okay, so who are your inspirations as far as acting? Why did you want to start acting for?
When I was 4 years old, I saw a production of Peter Pan at a local theater in McCall, Idaho. And pretty much ever since then, I remember, I was either 4 or 5, and I saw the actors start flying around on the stage. And I remember, to this day, I'm 39, I remember thinking, I want to do that. And so every place we moved when I was a kid, I would get involved in community theater. And my parents would never move me out to LA even though I was begging them to. And finally, so when I had the opportunity at 17, I was doing a play called Marvin's Room. And it was, at the same time, it was being made into a film by Robert De Niro and Leo DiCaprio. And there was a manager in the audience, and she said, if you move to LA, I'll represent you. So I took off. And at the same time, I saw Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction when I was 17. And I thought to myself, if this is the kind of cinema that's being made out there, I already was in love with acting. And I was like, I want to go be in movies. I have to be in movies. And within 4 years, I was lucky enough to get on Star Trek Voyager, and it's all been, pretty good since then.
Right. What other TV shows have you been on besides Voyager?
All with TV shows, I was also a regular on the final season of One Tree Hill. I played a character named Billy. And I've done guest spots on a million shows, 24 and Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Jag and Unhappily Ever After, ER. There's a bunch more. If you look up my IMDb, you'll see, but there's a bunch more shows. I'm just missing a few.
Right. So when you were on Star Trek, did your career get bigger after Star Trek? And I mean, what did you do after Star Trek?
Yeah, after Star Trek, I did Whatever It Takes, which was a movie with Shane West and Aaron Paul and Ben Foster and Colin Hanks and those guys. And I started hopping from movie to movie, and I didn't really want to do television again. I wanted to be a film star. And I think that at the time, when I was really young, so I think at the time that probably hurt my career, because I sort of had too big of a head on my shoulders and thought I was bigger than I really was. And so around 25, things started drying up, and I decided I was going to go play music. And I played music for 3 years. I gave up acting, and I went to San Francisco, and I played in a band. But the whole time I was there, I would watch a TV, and I would see Ben Foster or Shane West or Colin Hanks or Aaron Paul or all my friends that I used to run with. Chris Evans plays Captain America now, just all their careers blowing up. And I decided, I was watching a jumbo jet fly over my head in Olympia, Washington, while we were playing a show for like 13 people. And I was sleeping in the back of a van with my bandmates, and I was like, I'm going back to Hollywood. I'm going back to acting. So I moved back when I was 30, and it's basically, I'm 39 now. Things are going good again. I've done a bunch of films. I started producing films when I was 30. I did a film called Benjamin Troubles. I recently made a movie called Fifth Passenger. I'm working on a series right now on Kickstarter called The Circuit that we're in development on. We're gonna probably be shooting in September.
Now, what is The Circuit all about? It's on Kickstarter, and it's being funded as we talk right now. But how'd you get involved with The Circuit?
Well, for 15 years after Star Trek Voyager, I would go out on the convention scene, the Star Trek convention scene, and the pop culture Comic-Con scene. And what's neat about that is not only do you get to meet all these different cultures and people and see these different parts of the world, but you find yourself in these really surreal situations where you're like sitting at a table at a dinner and across from you is Harry Potter, and then to his left is Carrie Fisher, and Knight Rider's on my right. You know, all these icons from childhood or movies that are on now, icons of today and yesterday and tomorrow, all around you. So I decided to just, and then you have a chance to hang out with them for the weekend and you become friends. So I decided to come up with this series, which is 10 science fiction stories that all take place in this futuristic city called Urbiessa. And each episode will be a science fiction story, but will be a different subgenre of science fiction. So a lot like, there's a show called Black Mirror that's on right now. So it's a lot like Black Mirror, except with the Star Trek sort of Roddenberry ethic of science fiction, for stories that take a deep look at who we are as a culture, as a society, as a species, and it's a more positive spin on the world, and I call it, you know, better art for a better tomorrow. I think science fiction has a way of breaking down people's prejudices and telling stories through metaphor that really affect people, and they don't even know that they're affected by the story you've told. And so it's 10 science fiction stories, 10 subgenres, all standalone stories. It's an anthology series like Twilight Zone or Steven Spielberg's amazing stories. And it stars all these actors that I've met over the last 15 years. You know, Doug Jones from Hellboy and Silver Surfer. He played Abe Sapien in Hellboy, and a bunch of, we have star actors from every incarnation of Star Trek. Gigi Edgley from Farscape. Ryan Eggold is going to direct an episode from The Blacklist and The Blacklist Redemption. James Bird, this incredible director, is signed on. Rob Archer from Defiance and Lost Girl and Pixels. Tim Russ, Robert Beltran, Ethan Phillips. We have 23 actors, and with all the actors that we've signed on right now, if you go to the Kickstarter site, if you just go to Kickstarter and type in The Circuit Urbiessa, you'll see all the incredible talent. We've got, you know, Walter Koenig from the original Star Trek, basically icons of science fiction and fantasy, icons all the way to the young stars of today that are up and coming and making names for themselves right now.
Right, so people can find out the circuit on Kickstarter. Where else can they look at besides Kickstarter?
They can go to @thecircuitmovie on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also follow me personally @Manu Intiraymi on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or @Manu Intiraymi 123 is my fan page on Facebook, but I personally run it. I don't have somebody running it for me. But @The Circuit Movie, you can also go to thecircuitfilm.com and see a bunch of trailers about the film, and Kickstarter is the other place to find out. The Kickstarter page is really fun. It's interactive, so I highly suggest people go to the Kickstarter page because it gives people the most clear look at exactly what this series is.
Okay, right, okay. Everybody can follow you on your homepage and at the circuit, and pretty much, you know, donate today too. It would help out him and Manu and the rest of the crew. And so, how much longer are you going to have your Kickstarter going?
Yeah, we have 15 more days. And we've hit our second stretch goal of $75,000. And what's exciting is about 4 days ago, a friend of mine told me that he would match funds with me for $200K if we could raise $200K. So we have 15 days. If we can raise another $120,000, if we can find people out there that believe in the power of science fiction, the power of conscious intellectual science fiction, bringing back Star Trek Roddenberry-esque ethics to big-budget science fiction television, then we can match funds. That would give us close to $500,000, and then I have 2 undisclosed A-list actor friends that will sign on at that point, and that would allow us to basically raise 3 to 5 million plus. The sky's the limit, and that would allow us to shoot the entire miniseries this year. And it wouldn't just be a one-episode Kickstarter project anymore. It would be a whole miniseries that would be on Netflix or Amazon or HBO or whatnot. So please take a look at the project, and we only need about 700 more people to pledge for us to create this amazing science fiction anthology and to bring back, Roddenberry ethics to science fiction television, which I think has been something that's been missing from our culture for a long time.
Right, absolutely. So, all right, well, thank you very much.
Thanks so much for the interview. I appreciate it.
All right, and check out Manu, and his links will be down in the description down below. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.